Let's read a book with Teacher Clau. So, come on, let's start. Today we are going to read Briana Bright Ballerina Knight. Briana Bright's tiny heart longed to dance. Unfortunately, her feet didn't follow. When practicing, she pranced and peeked and pivoted right into the palace pool. She plied onto her pet poodle, Fixie, and flapped into the fountain, flipping a frog. One day, Briana grandjacked all the way up to the throne room, topping her father's chair. The king said, "Briana, my sweet, maybe dancing isn't your talent." With a sniffle, the princess took off her dancing shoes and slouched to her room. Pixie whimpered. "You're right, Pixie," the princess said. "I'll find a new talent." During the next week, Briana looked everywhere for her talent. She drove onto the ring to try ice skating, but it was too chilly. She piled on frosting for cupcake making, but it was too fluffy. On Saturday, Briana was playing tag with Pixie when she heard a click and a clack. It reminded her of dancing. "What's that sound?" she asked her mother. "It's the knight's fencing." Briana's stomach fluttered. "Fencing? That's what I can do." "Fencing is too pointy," her father said. "Yes," the queen agreed. So Briana kept searching for her talent. One afternoon, she found a skateboard in a alleyway. Briana begged, "I'll do it." Carrying around the dining room, Briana couldn't resist peering out the window as she did an ambuscade on her board. The cook was not amused. "Finding a talent is harder than I thought," Briana told Pixie. The next day, Briana found a ball. She grinned. "I'd do it." On the royal soccer field, Briana juggled the ball, then leaped in the air to peek over the fence. She tumbled onto her teammates. "It's not use, Pixie," Briana said, shuffling back to the castle. "I'll never find my talent." Then she heard the click and the clack and the clickety-clackety-clack. Through a peephole in the palace wall, Briana spied the knights fencing, like dancers with swords. The knights trolled and spun. "I'll do it," she whispered, her tiny heart swelling with anticipation. Noticing a fancy blade nearby, Briana gripped the handle. It felt good in her hand. For the rest of the day, she had and watched as the knight parried and feinted and shouted, "On guard!" That night, she stole into the forest to practice with her new blade. It wasn't easy. When she wielded her sword, she tumbled and stumbled and bumbled. And when she lunged, she lost her balance again. For weeks, Briana kept practicing, but she always ended up with bumps and lumps. Sadly, the little princess finally put down her blade. "I don't have a talent, Pixie," Briana said, sniffing. The days passed, and Briana dreamed only of having a true talent. Until one night, as Briana was getting ready for bed, Pixie suddenly barked. Pixie howled and yelled and growled. The princess dashed to the window. "Thieves!" she cried. "I must stop them." The princess bowed in front of them. "On guard!" shouted Briana Bright. As the princess has done so many times during battle practice, Briana spun. but this time she used a fencing blade to help her balance, like a true knight would. She parried and pirouetted, tiptoed and touched, dodged and dodged, until finally she fainted and lunged, flicking the jewel from the thief's hands. When everyone found out that Briana Bright had saved the palace, they cheered, hugging the little girl. The king and queen beamed with pride. Brava, brava, brava! The knights put the princess on their shoulders, and her tiny heart leaped with joy. All at once, Briana knew she didn't have a talent. She had two! From then on, the princess used her ballerina balance with her fencing fight, because she was Briana Bright Ballerina Knight.
¿Te gustó esta lectura? Pues dale like y suscríbete al canal. Recuerda que tienes una lista de reproducción donde encontrarás más de 200 lecturas para practicar el idioma inglés. También tenemos otras listas de reproducción como vocabulario, tiempos verbales, phrasal verbs y demás. Así que hazle clic en la campanita para que no se te olvide ninguna notificación que yo haga. Ahora, si quieres clases de inglés con Teacher Clau, pues entra a www.teacherclau.com y encontrarás todos mis cursos. Así que nos vemos muy pronto.